Greetings and salutations, and again from Pandora the Eclectic, also known as Pandora the Eclectic 1 on SoundCloud. Today we're going to do another video. Everyone thing to do. I believe today is it's somewhere in June. Last video I did this from The Guardian, and now I'm going to do 5 harmful things about ableism by Steves Shives. Yep, our YouTube anti-feminist, pro-feminist cuck on YouTube. So I'm going to give a rough detail what's in this one. Steves Shives is going to be talking about how us poor disabled women are so oppressed. Let's get it over with. Now you hear the snapping, that's me doing my hair. At this time I'm maybe have to go in for an interview, so hair has been properly oiled, so. Yeah, sorry about all this buffering stuff.
Hey, here are 5 harmful things I've noticed about ableism. Number 1, it limits access and
Okay. Yes, opportunity. Well, seeing the word able here, and also, did it ever occur to you maybe it's more limiting to go to a disabled being actually able? I mean, there's certain things I know I'm allowed to do or can do because I'm disabled that you as an able person can't do. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious what they will be.
Ableism is discrimination or prejudice against people with disabilities. It continues to be a problem throughout the world despite the existence.
So, you think me having a handicap space, good luck opening the door? Yeah, there's plenty of people who are in wheelchairs, you fucking idiot, who can open doors. This is just Shives here. Yeah, they can hold it, they can open it, I've done it, my father's done it. In a wheelchair. They may have a different way of doing it, but I see nothing wrong with having a different way. It's just as long as it gets done. That's it.
Of laws intended to counteract such discrimination. Thanks to the Americans with Disabilities Act, wheelchair ramps and designated parking spaces are now commonplace in the U.S., but even here, the issue of accessibility goes well beyond that. People with visual or hearing impairments, or those who have intellectual disabilities, for example, often have a very hard time finding necessary accommodations. And people with disabilities also face employment discrimination. A survey conducted by Ghent University in Belgium in 2014 found that prospective employers were 48% less likely to respond favorably to applications from disabled people than they were to applications from non-disabled people.
Yeah, and Steve, I don't know why, but aren't you a little bit aware of why that might be? I think it may be because, believe it or not, that some jobs would like to make sure you can actually do the job, and so your disability gets in the way of that and doesn't function, basically quick, fast, and stuff like that, then, yeah, they probably don't want you on the job. However, I think probably by now, been working at a Freddy Custer's right about now as a register, cash register person for probably a few weeks. And so hopefully, uh, I'm making this video on the same day. If you not heard about it as the other video, so yeah. Anyways, continuing.
Even when they were informed that they would be entitled to a government wage subsidy intended to encourage the hiring of people with disabilities. Number 2.
Well, maybe that's because it might be a bit dangerous to have them there. It permeates our language. Oh, Lord.
2. It permeates our language. The pervasiveness of ableist attitudes is
so real the dirty word, man.
It's apparent in the words we use. Insults that refer to cognitive or physical disabilities are still often used even in relatively sensitive, enlightened circles. For instance, words like retarded, crazy, lame, and...
Okay. Let's play with the dictionary, shall we, Steve? Okay. Retarded. Let's advance in mental, physical, or social development that is usual for one's age. Foolish or stupid. So technically, when you think about it, this might be, I don't know, a word you use for someone like you, someone who thinks in this mindset of a child. What do I mean by this? Delay or hold back in terms of progress. Exactly what you're doing by telling us not to recognize problems or issues that, maybe someone who is differently abled, oh god, that word, may have. Yes, George Carlin would be proud that I used that sentence. Let's see. Lame. Let's see what the definition of that is. Lame. Hey. Of a person or animal unable to walk normally because of the injury or illness affecting leg or foot. Also, another is of an explanation or excuse. Unconvincingly feeble. Of something intended to be entertaining, uninspiring, and dull. Okay, fabric. Oh yeah, well, that's a little different. It's not exactly the word we want to use, but it's spelled similarly. I guess that's why they did that. So, yeah, no, they could be talking about. They could be talking about an actual person who's physically lame, okay? Or they could be talking about something that is figuratively lame, or they see as, well, weak in of itself. And to be honest, it's not bad to be weak. I think it may just be different definitions for something. So, yeah. Try again, Steve. Try again.
Stupid, which I have recently been making an effort to...
And I can supply this definition. Stupid. I believe it means to not be knowledgeable of. Like you! Steve.
Phase out of my own vocabulary, which is the main reason why I no longer produce a series titled 5 Stupid Things. When I announce...
Well, that's great, but I believe you have done a few other videos, according to some of the people I've watched. But I guess you're not going to say much about those, will you, Steve?
That particular change, some folks, perhaps some of you watching this right now, were confused. They said things like, but you never used the word stupid to attack people, only to attack ideas. And I never intended to denigrate people with intellectual disabilities by using that word. But see, that's the thing about ableism. Number 3,
No, that's the thing about words, you idiot. They can have different definitions, and you can take whatever you want from them. They're these very loosely held ideas that aren't always correct. But okay, it's often unintentional. Okay, yeah. See, now this one, oh my god, this one dead on arrival, you idiot. If it's unintentional, why should I continue to be offended by it?
It's often unintentional, and unintentional doesn't equal okay. Most people who use
No one said it meant okay, but it might mean, well, you can calm down now. Oh, Felicia, you don't need to get so pissed. That's why. I'm telling you to calm the fuck down. But seeing as you're a social justice warrior, Steve, of course you do. And this makes sense too on the basis of how could I be prejudiced against disabled people? I never even talked to them. Basically, it's, well, how could I be afraid of Satan if I have never seen, known, or heard of him? It's basically, if I don't know what it is, uh, it may not actually, I may not have done anything really offensive, actually harmful to me. It's called misdirect fire. Okay? That's all it is.
ableist language don't mean to insult people with disabilities. Most employers don't intend to treat job applicants with disabilities differently than job applicants without disabilities. Like racism and sexism, ableism is often the result of biases and double standards and
So, lack of knowledge means bias. No, it just means you don't know. But actually, I think when you do know, you can be exceedingly more biased. Yes. Okay. Much like, yes, I'm an anti-feminist, given I'm more like anti-you type of feminist. Okay? And the feminist you associate yourself with. I know I'm going to get shit on it because, of course, but I'll probably get more people who like me now, so awesome. Same time. And also, just let you know, Steve, I'm disabled. So, yeah.
ignorance of which we aren't consciously aware.
Sorry,
But discrimination doesn't have to be willful to be harmful, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it kind of does, I think that's the worst kind of ignorance, is willful ignorance. Like, you refuse to educate yourself further on something, I would say, before people start getting upset with Islam, I would educate myself on it. On my own, and I'd say, like, you have to go to a mosque or shit like that. No, I understand no one going to a mosque.
Anti-SJW time.
Party! Yeah. So this is what I get for putting this up on. Yes, I have to have an alarm clock tell me when to get pissed off with you people.
Those
Really?
who aren't directly affected by ableism, who decide what is and isn't counted as ableism, but rather those who have to contend with it every day. Number 4, it erases disabled people. One of the most
Oh, right, because my hip flexors being atrophy that hurt like hell sometimes when I walk. Oh yeah, those have been erased completely. So I can now run a 4-mile K without any problems whatsoever. Yeah, fucking shin splits or anything. Yeah. Let's see, another. Oh yeah, my back has fully restored that because of this reason. Yeah. Fuck you, Steve.
harmful results of ableism is that it excludes people with disabilities from the conversation. Their needs aren't considered, their contributions aren't treated as important, their presence isn't acknowledged. One of the main reasons why something as basic as accessibility continues to be a problem is that decisions affecting accessibility are still made with only non-disabled people in mind. And
Well, seeing as a disability doesn't really affect people until either an accident or maybe, you get shot. Well, yeah, mostly an accident or putting your own life on the line or something like that, where it may be got hurt of your own intention. Like, I don't know, there's certain, trans able people, the ones who think that their brain told their arm to chop it off. Yeah. We're not worried about those people. We're worried about, making sure there's job opportunities for people like that, of course.
if we as a society find it so easy to disregard the needs of, say, people who use wheelchairs or people.
They don't disregard it. It just happens, okay, folks? It's not. You don't need to know. It's impossible for us all to know what everyone wants. I mean, a lot of people tend to think it's like you're saying, a total disregard for my feelings. Well, I'm sorry, we're not the Borg where we can read each other's minds, thank God. Because, trust me, Steve, I don't think you want people to read your mind. Why? Because, well, privacy. And two, why the hell would you want someone to know everything you want to do, Oh, you idiots would get pissed off at that too, I bet. Well, it was perfectly the way you wanted it to be, so.
With absent limbs, just imagine how much worse it is for those whose disabilities aren't so immediately apparent. People with chronic illnesses or learning disabilities, for example. If you, like me, are
no offense, but there's people, I think you will definitely know someone has a chronic disability. One, like I said, if they're not able to walk, they probably most likely are using a wheelchair. Or at best, I have to be very careful about running or walking far distances. Let's see. I can't ride a bike. I guess I could try, but I've never really been able to. Because my hip flexors just were not capable of doing it. I don't think it can work now. Yeah.
non-disabled person, and a relatively privileged one at that.
Okay, first off, I thought we weren't supposed to be talking about able people's privilege, you shitlord. But, yeah. Don't you think that's kind of disabling to people who are actually able? There is discrimination against them too, you idiots.
Just try to imagine what it must be like to live in a society where you are almost always treated as either an afterthought or a problem. That doesn't seem like very much fun to me. In fact,
yeah, we know it's not fun. It's part of life, though. No one chooses to be disabled, but no one chooses to just be offensive to someone who's disabled, okay? So, yeah, we understand, and I can forgive you morons. Quit treating me like a child and thinking I'm going to get mad at the littlest things.
It seems discouraging and exhausting. And that's not all. Number 5, it's isolating and alienating. As an able-bodied, neurotypical person, I have easy access to virtually any space I will ever need or want to enter. I have no idea what it feels like to worry about how I will get into a building or whether there will be a place for me once I get in. I've never had to worry about whether I'll be able to see or hear.
Well, sweetie, people have done that. Like, for example, hearing super loud sounds that can knock out your hearing is one. And that scares the heck out of you because not only does it hurt, it can be very possible you could go deaf that way. Another is the fact that not being able to see, okay, welcome to a dark room. And stand there for hours. No lights or nothing during the nighttime. And depending on what the room is. And I mean like a room with no windows. As well, that's for someone who's blind. Lights never turned on. There's plenty of places that are trying to simulate the idea, in which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a good thing. Teaches empathy. But at the same time, there are ways for you to better understand it. So you could actually do research into it. Also, again, I love the fact that you picked this particular meme type thing, because you're kind of part of that problem, Steve.
Or understand something. I've never had to deal with either the impatience or the misplaced pity of others. Ableism, especially when it comes to language, is often
So you're doing that whole misplaced pity thing. Why now?
dismissed as being the result of oversensitivity, too much concern about the feelings of others, as though not wanting to inadvertently hurt the feelings of another person is somehow bad. But it's deeper than that. Ableism tells people with disabilities that they aren't welcome, that they aren't needed, that they aren't wanted. Ableism is
Actually, no. That's why they have it where you're able to. Also, it may be, may be good for someone who's disabled, so they're not in a job or a position where they could get hurt unmercifully and have to live with more of a disability than they had before. You retard.
oppressive. It's dehumanizing.
It sucks. But then you die. Hey.
It's harmful. And the only way we're ever going to do something about it is by taking the first step of noticing that it's there.
They do. And have. Yes. That's why we have ramps. That's why we have cars. That's why we have a lot of the things we do. And guess what? It's upon us people who are disabled to speak up and say something. Not able people. Well, since, yes, you're not the ones who have to live with the disability. It's our job. Okay?
The hardest part is picking only 5. Catch you next time.
Trust me, I don't think it was that hard. I mean, after all, you're an able person. You have to think, right, Steve? Yeah.
Hey folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please like it and
Yeah, I'm not going to let you do that on my channel. Thank you. So, yeah, that was Steve. Not as fun as Pizza Steve, as you know, but hey, he tries. Anyways, this is Pandora the Eclectic telling you to keep frosty. And Steve, go to hell.